Oh, listen, man. You know, some people, and I realize this today. I'll get into a little story in a minute here, but some people are just always gonna be miserable, always gonna be angry, always gonna hate their lives, and it's like, yeah, we can sit there and judge them all day long. I know in my mind, if I'm gonna be real with you, there's been quite a few thoughts that's like, oh man, I can't stand being around that person, or I don't want to be around this person, or all these people are making me miserable. Man, it would be so nice just to kind of run away and just be alone in my own place, do my own thing, maybe out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Seems like it would be nice. At least I could get away from all the anger of the world, man, from all the angry people. And look, there's gonna be some people where, actually quite a lot of people in today's world, where it's just like no matter what you do or say, or no matter what they get in life, they're always gonna be angry. They're always gonna be miserable, man. And it's so easy, especially for a day like I had today, where I worked a good 10-hour shift, and a big chunk of it was surrounded by angry or miserable or not happy people, or people that kind of just show that they just don't like you, or I don't know, maybe don't even like anyone unless you're also miserable too, right? Those kind of people, right? Don't like anyone that tries to be happy or tries to be upbeat. Like, they'll only like you if you're miserable because they're miserable too. And I'll tell you, when you're surrounded by that all day, it's draining, man. It's draining. It's a lot. And look, we all have our rough days. We all have our bad days. We all have our times where we get down or get angry at life. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. There really is nothing wrong with that at all. We've all done it, or we all will do it. It'll happen to us one day. But there's a difference between I had a rough day, I had a rough week, I'm not doing too great in life right now, and simply just being angry and miserable and then just taking it out on people. Total difference in that. So I'll tell you, man, throughout my life I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of good people, and I've also met a lot of angry people. And some people can sit here and say, oh yeah, the reason that they're angry is because they have a rough life. The reason that they're angry is because they're going through some stuff right now. And hey, like I said, not here to judge. That could 100% be true. But I've met some people that have gone through absolute hell, where I look at them, and some of those people that I met are still they're just smiling their way through life, man. And it doesn't mean that they're always happy. It just means that they're making the most of what they got. Because even the people that have gone through hell, I've talked with them, man. I've talked with them about their struggles and what they've gone through, and I've listened to what they had to say, and I'm like, man, I'm sorry, that blows. That's hard. And sometimes I hear some people's stories, and it makes me think that my storms are like, they're just little drizzle raindrops, But yet some of these people that I've met that have gone through hell, I still see making the most out of life, and not taking their anger out on people, and not going around being miserable all the time. That when they do have a good day, they enjoy it, man, and they embrace it. And when they do have a bad day, hey, yeah, of course they're not super happy, they're not super thrilled, but they do their best to make the most of it. I know some people that are under a lot of pressure, going through a lot of stress in life, and I'm rooting for them, man. I'm praying for them. But yet when I'm around them, yeah, we talk about our struggles, absolutely. They say how they feel, but then they also just make the most of the situation that they got in front of them. Whereas I see some people as well that are just miserable all the time, even when they got every reason to smile. And so it comes down to the fact, man, is that, hey, we're not what we feel. We are what we decide we're going to be. That's the bottom line. And it doesn't, again, we're all human. We're not always going to be happy 24/7. We're not always going to, life ain't all sunshine and rainbows. We know this. We're not always going to be happy 24/7. But it also doesn't mean that we have to be angry and miserable 24/7. Of course, when we go through our rough times and our storms, hey, we're going to have sad moments. We're going to have angry, ticked off moments. We're going to have, depressing moments in our life. We're going to have hard times. We're going to have stressful, anxious moments. It's happened to me too. But what I've learned is that we take those negative emotions, and instead of taking it out on people, instead of giving people a hard time and making their life miserable because you're not too happy right now, you got to deal with the emotions in a healthy way, man. Even if that means just being alone with just you and God, going out in peace, going on a run if you're angry and ticked off. When you're anxious, going and just meditating, man, being alone, spending some time alone. You know, when you're sad and down in the dumps, you know, hey, go talk to God, man. Go be around some people that could possibly make you happy, or some people that you can talk with. It's like, just because you're going through hard times in life, or just because you're in a rough spot, doesn't mean that you have to take it out on people. It doesn't mean that you have to go walk around, be miserable, and then bring everyone else down with you. You know, and even going back to just when you're going through a hard time in life, if you're going through something hard or difficult, it doesn't mean that you have to just be angry or miserable and say that life sucks and life's terrible. It's like, no, man. Hey, it's fine to get angry. It's fine to get down. It's fine to get anxious and stressed. We've all been there. Trust me, I've been there more times than I can count. But at some point, you have to say, you know what? Even though I feel this way, I'm still going to make the most of it. At some point, man, you just got to accept the fact that life ain't all sunshine and rainbows. And I feel that the people who get the most angry about life are the people that haven't accepted that life ain't all sunshine and rainbows. You got to accept the fact, man, that life is not perfect. And that you're going to go through some tough, hard times, man. But in the end, those tough times and hard times are actually good. They're only making you wiser and stronger in some way. God's only using them to build you, man. And it's like, again, at some point, you just got to say, hey, am I just going to sit here and be angry and miserable at life 24/7? Or am I going to make the most of life no matter what life hands to me? Because again, you can be like person A, who's going through hell and back, who's going through tough, stressful times, and yet still make the most of it. Or you can be person B, who is so angry and miserable about life that even when you're going through happy times, you just cannot find a reason to smile. You choose how you're going to live this life. You choose. You are not what you feel. You are what you decide. That's the bottom line, man. If you feel stressed and miserable and anxious, hey, by all means, let those emotions be there. It doesn't mean you can never feel that way. But are you going to decide that, hey, because I feel this way, life sucks and I hate my life and life is stupid? Or, hey, even though I feel this way, I'm going to do what I can to make the most of the situation in the life that I'm in, even though I feel this way. Sure, I'm not going to have as great of a day as if I were happy. Sure, life is not going to be as great as if I were happy, but I'm still going to make the most of what I do have. That's the bottom line, man. It's not about how you feel. It's not about what you're going through. It's about, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do because of it? I'm angry and ticked off at life. So am I going to go around and bring other people down with me and make other people's lives miserable and, look at the happy person and say, you know what, he's happy, I don't like that, I'm going to take him down with me? Or am I going to go on a run, burn off some of the steam? Am I going to go on a run? Am I going to do a hardcore workout, burn off some of the steam, and then figure out why I'm really angry, and just solve the problem? Go out and do what I can to fix the problem instead of bringing others down with me. Yeah, I'm stressed and I'm anxious, so am I just going to sit here and let this all ruin my day? Or am I going to, hey, just let the stress and anxiety be there and then deal with the situation that's causing the stress and anxiety as good as I possibly can? Yeah, I'm feeling down in the dumps. I'm not feeling great today, but am I just going to let this ruin my entire existence? Or am I, yeah, I'll let the sadness be there. Hey, let it be there. It's all right to feel this way. We all do. But let me go talk to God. Let me go spend some time in peace. Let me go spend some time alone and kind of figure this out. Or even let me go talk to someone that I can trust. We can talk this through together and be there for each other. That's the bottom line, man. So again, we can sit here and say that life sucks and life's terrible, life's miserable. We could blame it all on our storms and our hard times. We could blame it on the government. We could blame it on God. We could blame it on our neighbors. Or we can sit here and blame it on ourselves. Because even though life ain't perfect, it might not even be great for you. But I'm choosing to make it worse because I got a bad attitude. I'm choosing to make it worse because I'm letting all these other angry people bring me down. I'm choosing to make it worse because I'm letting my anger bring me down along with bringing other people down. Instead of just solving the problems that I need to solve, and in the meantime, just still making the most of what I do have, because I do have a lot more blessings because personally, I have a lot more blessings than I need and than I deserve. And I'm very, very grateful for them. I don't deserve it all, and I have a lot more than I need. And I'm not even rich or have any kind of luxuries or anything. I have a 2016 Ford Escape, bro. I'm not some rich, luxurious guy. I don't have everything in the world. But you know what? I got more than I need, and I got way more than I deserve. And that's enough to look up at the sky and say, thank you, God, and I'm grateful for this. That's the bottom line, man. And I can sit here and just say, oh, life sucks. I don't got the greatest car, I don't live in the greatest area, like state or area. I don't live exactly in my dream home. I'm not working my dream job, but it's like, dude. Or I can just say, you know what? Hey, even though I haven't accomplished any of my dreams yet, I'm working toward it. If I don't, it's fine. You know what? Because I got God. He's all I need. And you know what? I got a lot more blessings than I need and than I deserve. So you know what? I'm going to make the most of what I do got. Sure, I don't have 100 friends like that popular guy over there, but I got 2 real friends. Sure, I don't have some super nice Lamborghini, but you know what? I got a car that moves and that works. Sure, I don't live in my dream area, but you know what? I live in an area where I've created memories. In an area where I've met some people. In a good area, even though it's not the most beautiful, amazing, heavenly area of all time, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna make the most of it. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know what other people are gonna do. Because you know what? Being surrounded by angry people today, man, I realized how angry I was starting to get. And I was starting to get really ticked off because being surrounded by miserable people, man, it's just, it's so painful. It really is. I'm gonna be honest. It's like, dude, again, I'm sorry for whatever you're going through. I really do hope and pray that these people are okay. But like, why do you gotta take it out on us? It's one thing to talk to people about it, right? It's one thing to say like, hey, I'm not doing so great today, so hey, forgive me for my mood. And oh yeah, no, what's the matter? We can talk this thing out. It's another thing just to go around and like take a piss on people because you're miserable. It's hard to be around that. And like I said, I'm rooting for them. I pray the best for them, even though they were ticking me off today. But like, hey, I could have sat here and let them make my entire day miserable and ruin my entire day. But you know what? I said I was starting to do that. It was starting to happen. But I said, you know what? No, I'm not gonna choose to live that way. Sure, I don't feel the greatest right now. Sure, I would feel better if I was surrounded by happy people. Sure, my day could be better. But you know what? I'm gonna make the most of what I do got, and I'm gonna make the most of this day, even if I don't got that much. And sure enough, I did. And now I'm out here at a beautiful sunset, talking to you about it. And I'm grateful that I lived through this. So it's up to you, man. It's up to you. Are you going to decide to make the most of this thing? Make the most of this life thing? Are you going to decide to just make the most of this life thing and live the best you can, even when you don't have that much? Are you going to decide to make the most of all you got, even if you don't have that much? Or are you just going to say, nah, man, forget that. Life sucks. Life's miserable and I hate it. I'm going to be honest. You choose that route, you're going to sound a bit ridiculous. But hey, at the end of the day, man, it's not about how we feel. It's about what we decide to be and what we decide to make of this life. Because I know people that have nothing and yet make the most of everything. And I know people that have everything and yet live like they have nothing. Or act like they have nothing. Nothing to ever be grateful for, even though they have more than most people could possibly imagine to have. That's the bottom line. So, hey, again, all right to feel stressed. All right to feel anxious. All right to feel down in the dumps. It's all right to feel sad. It's all right to feel angry or fearful. Nothing wrong with feeling those ways. But it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with all of it. Are you going to solve those problems? Are you gonna talk with God? Are you gonna make the most of this life? Or are you gonna bring other people down with you? Are you gonna bring yourself down to the bottomless pit of misery? Because at the end of the day, man, yeah, you may not be able to decide how you feel based on certain life circumstances and stuff, but you definitely can decide what to do with how you feel. And any piece of advice I could give you is that people that are trying to bring you down, don't hate them, pray for them, hope the best for them, but also don't let them bring you down. Be the one to smile in the midst of everyone else being angry and ticked off. Be the one to try to bring them back up, and if they don't want to be brought up, then you go up alone, man. But don't let them bring you down. It's not worth it. It's up to you to decide how you're gonna live this life, my friend. So don't forget that. In the meantime, look at that beautiful. There's something about like a sunset, and oh man, like the lights, the night, like the town's night lights and the street post lamps. It's so like oddly mysterious and kind of spooky, but kind of mysterious and just kind of it's just a vibe, man. It really is. I love this. I will say that's the one thing I'm gonna like about fall and winter time is just kind of having I love the sunlight, man. I do, but I also like the nighttime too. So summer, being that there's so much light, it's kind of hard to get a glimpse of nighttime. But winter, it's kind of hard to get a glimpse of daytime. a lot. So it's like fall and spring. What I like about them is they kind of balance out the light, right? You get a glimpse of night and of day too. That's what I like about it. But yeah, absolutely beautiful.